If you guys don't know who Helen Keller is in history, she was born deaf and blind and can't talk, mute. I can't imagine that kind of torture. I can't imagine. How do you tell people how you feel, what you want, what you need? How do you express yourself? How do you connect with people? So sad. Helen Keller had rage. Massive, massive rage. Massive temper. Temper tantrums, rage, violent. How could anybody not under those conditions? Think about when we couldn't talk in our relationships, when we couldn't ask for what we want and need and how we feel and things like this. Very frustrating, extremely stressful, okay? Extremely. Borderlines rage because they can't do those things either. They have been traumatized typically from childhood and to the point where it's caused a personality disorder. And they don't know how to communicate. They don't know how to connect with people and help being understood because they don't have the self-stability, the consciousness, awareness of who they are. They try to escape how they feel because it hurts too much. And when we do this, we can't be in tune with what we want and what we need, and we can't communicate it, okay? And they don't get what they need from people. And they typically date very unhealthy people, or they date very nice people that tend to enable them and things like this. They rage, they're angry. One of the diagnostic traits for borderline is anger. Outrageous anger. Don't know why, where it comes from. I just like that reference, the Helen Keller. I think there's similarities for sure. I think that borderlines may be able to understand Helen Keller a little bit because of that. But thanks, Juanita. Thanks for asking. And I'm always going to make more videos about borderline personality disorder. Vixie Mafol. I don't know if you put your name somewhere. Don't know where you're from. Oh, yeah, that reminds me. Please let us know your locations. Go down there and just say hi. Tell us where you are. Thanks. Thank you so much for replying. You're welcome. Stress sounds right. I lost 8 kilograms due to stress and 2/3 of my hair. My hair is still falling out. That is so sad. I'm so sorry. This is stress, and it's very common. Very, very common, okay? Even people with personality disorders in relationships with people like us that are still nice and loving and caring, they'll lose their hair because it's stressful too for them, okay? What I've done to heal is to read up on narcissistic disorder. I devour books on it and understand it because I need answers. This wasn't my first relationship, but rather my 10th, and what I think are covert narcissists, so it's been ongoing since I was 15. I am today 44. Because of this, I never married. I left all relationships. I've talked my mouth off with new friends I actually found in this who helped me leave him. I work out at the gym, long days at the beach, gained back some of the weight I lost due to the stress and sleep to recover. Unfortunately, I also drink due to the loneliness that came with being alone. My friends are online. I have cut down the drinking a lot, so it's disappearing as well. I've made an appointment at a therapist's office to have therapy where I once and for all stop this behavior of always meeting covert narcissists. I'm determined to end the cycle. Good, 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 good. This is not something that we really do very well by ourselves or alone. People cause this, people help you fix it. We need support, absolutely support, and just hiring support raises our self-worth, and it's just an absolute criteria to healing, okay? Talk about boundaries. Boundaries are a measure of your self-worth, and if I don't feel worthy of better or being treated better, I may say it, but they'll keep doing it, and I don't feel worthy enough to leave, things like this. So it's not just about communicating, it's raising that self-worth, and everything that hurt us in these relationships that we don't understand lowers our self-worth. It means that I'm a bad person, okay? Wonderful, thanks for leaving these messages. I love it. I hope it's inspiring to others who are in bad places right now. And Bronson from Wisconsin, hi. Do borderlines eventually stop trying to get a hold of you? Can't speak for all of them. And the easy question is yes. I mean, eventually they die. If they die before you, then they stop. If you die first, they stop. My ex-borderline girlfriend has tried at least once a month through other people since I have her blocked for 4 months. Always appreciate your videos. And thank you. Thank you, Bronson, very much. I appreciate you. This is about obsession. Obsession is about no life. Borderlines don't know who they are, and so they obsess on others. Okay? They mirror others. They copy others. They try to find their own identity through others. They don't know how to heal. They don't know how to introspect. They can't take the loss. It triggers their abandonment, stuff like this, fear of abandonment. Yes, they eventually typically stop. I always say it's very important to be aware of what we may be doing, okay? So let's say someone calls you, they're obsessed with you. They call you, 3 times a week, and you keep telling them to stop no matter what. But maybe we're just answering the phone. Maybe we're opening up messages. Maybe we're replying. Maybe we're posting things for them to just keep looking and reading. You want them to stop? Stop letting them contact you. Stop letting them see you. Think about being extreme. This causes a huge amount of stress, Bronson, and everybody out there. Huge. And we can measure that stress and say, well, it feels better now because it was more stressful in the relationship. If we have these relationships, we've had these kinds of things throughout our life. And so we may have stress disorders because of this from our childhood on. And so we may not be very good at identifying stress. Most people have very, very low stress in our life. We've had very, very high stress in our life. Okay? So we say, well, we're out of the relationship and now we're about this much stress. And we think that's fine. Some people, I don't even feel it. Okay? I've asked clients in their 40s, 50s, do you have anxiety? No, never. You look like you have PTSD. No anxiety? No. I tell them what anxiety is. Oh yeah, my whole life. Have you done anything about it? No. A lot of people think everybody feels that way. So, most important for you, Bronson, is that we don't need stress from this. And if you want it to stop and her stop, start thinking about ways that she might just be looking at you. Shut that Facebook down. Shut that Twitter account. Stop sending messages for anything for her to look at and see what you're up to. None of it. None of it. Change your phone number. Don't answer anything. Anybody tells you anything about them, you say, don't ever tell me again, and don't ever tell them anything about me. And if they continue, cut it off, at least for now. Okay? That's some of my best recommendations for people in situations like this with people that are obsessed. Yeah, I hope it helps. We can always go the legal route. I've had many people harass me. Harassment is illegal. It's a crime. Definition of harassment is unwanted attention. When you tell somebody to stop harassing me and they keep contacting you, that is breaking a crime. Okay? So you can file a police report, you can call the police, you can press charges, you can get a protective order. Okay? And I would document these things, and document the timestamp and how it feels. But take the measures necessary to keep this away and out of your life, okay? I hope that helps. Keep asking questions. Thank you, Bronson. All right. Emily Merton, a different Emily. If I remember, this is the same one that's in South Africa. Hi, Emily. If I have CPTSD, what are some things I can do to feel better? Do you think I might have some Bpd symptoms? I'm not sure if I will be able to find a psychologist. What do I tell them? They completely shut down if I say I think my dad has narcissistic traits. Very common, extremely common. Let's go one thing at a time. What are some things you can do to feel better having CPTSD? Best is a professional that knows. Best is talking. And the best is socializing. Those are two different things. Talking, socializing. Talking to a therapist, a life coach, and socializing with my friends. You don't have to talk about that stuff with the friends. You can keep it separate. Another one is being creative. Creating opens our brain to new things, getting us out of the old, right? I think of it as showers. Let's say showers, right? When I had major CPTSD, I used to love going in the shower and sitting down in the shower for 10 minutes with the hottest water I could take. Oh, it felt so good. Okay. If you want to change, if you want to be better, if you want to just go, if you don't want to be here anymore and you want to be over there, right? Stop doing things the same way. Stop trying to be so comfortable where you are. Does that make sense? I highly recommend cold showers. They do way more than most people could understand. Not only are they healthy for your hair, skin, nails, it is so good for healing. It's saying, you know, I'm ready for the world. I'm doing things differently. I don't want to stay right where I am, right? It's like isolating and staying home all the time with the blinds shut and staying up all night, not talking to anybody. Good luck. It's drinking all day, every day to just feel better, not doing anything different. So do things differently. Understand that CPTSD is that umbrella term and has all these little things, and start handling all these things. Start healing these things and fixing these things and learning what you can do to make them better. Talk. Number one, you cannot do it without that. Socialize. We need relationships with people. We need to identify with people and feel like we're accepted and a part of society. Start doing things that go with the grain of society instead of against the grain of society. I always say that depression has symptoms. Those symptoms can cause depression. Some of the obvious symptoms of depression are feeling sad, lonely, not trusting people. So we isolate, right? We might stay up late at night while everyone's sleeping, and then we might sleep during the day while everyone's up and being active, okay? Those aren't just symptoms of depression. Anybody starts doing that stuff, you'll start getting depressed, okay? So we need to be involved in society again with people, connecting, attaching even, learning to trust people again, all right? I recommend things every single week. I've been doing this for years. There must be just hundreds of recommendations I've made right at the beginning of every single Q&A video. In the years I've done it, I think I've missed 2 weeks. Maybe 3. So I know that there's hundreds of Q&A videos, and so feel free to just go down that list. In my playlist, I have just Q&A videos. You can go down every single one and find recommendations. So next one. Do you think I might have some, exercise too. Almost left that out. We want to exercise. We want to raise our heart rate every day, okay? And not too much exercise. People seem to think that exercise is a fixed cure-all, right? Makes us sleep better, helps our bodies and all these things, helps us digest. But too much causes more stress, okay? Do you think I might have some Bpd symptoms? Sure. Especially if you have CPTSD, probably. Why? What's your concern? That you have a personality disorder? We can't do this, Emily, and anybody out there. We cannot diagnose ourselves. You may say, hey, I think I have this. It doesn't help, trust me. Have somebody else do that for you. I can't certainly do that for you. I'm not even a doctor, okay? Let's say we all have some Bpd symptoms, Emily. Let's say it's a spectrum we are all on, and that's why the personality disorder has a very certain specific criteria, okay? You might have narcissistic symptoms. You may have antisocial symptoms. You may have obsessive compulsive symptoms. You may have schizotypal symptoms. See where I'm getting at? They're all spectrums, okay? Don't do that to yourself. I'm not sure if I will be able to find a psychologist. What do I tell them? There are psychologists out there that are amazing, better than me, okay? So you can find them. What do I tell them? You tell them how you feel. You tell them what you want, okay? You can tell them that you think you may have a stress disorder. You can tell them that you have had a lifetime of stress. You don't know how to cope or heal with it. And what do you want, Emily? You want to have better, healthy relationships. Tell them, all right? If we need, there's 4 major types of talk therapy. And we may not need all those. We may need all those. We may need 1 or 2, okay? We may need dialectical behavioral therapy, cognitive behavioral therapy. But we got to talk. We got to talk. They completely shut down if I say I think my dad has narcissistic traits. Because 2 reasons, okay? 1 reason, they may not understand it. So they don't know what to say. If you come to me for help and I don't know how to help you, that is stressful. If you're telling your friends all this stuff and they don't know how to fix you, it gets stressful. I say it's like your best friend that you love and care about. You 2 are out in the middle of the desert and your friend's on fire. Nothing to put them out with. Stressful. So the other reason is because Therapists don't want to talk about other people. They're there to help you. They can't help your dad, right? And they won't diagnose other people. They won't do that. They aren't going to say, oh, yes, your dad has narcissistic personality disorder. Some will. Some will. Some of the cool ones will. And some of the ones that aren't very good will. But those are two major reasons, okay? And I understand we need to talk about that. And we do. And if that's something you want to talk about, don't let them tell you no. Okay? And if they aren't helping you, they're not helping you, we move on and find another one. This is a service they're providing. This isn't a relationship you're having. An interpersonal. Okay? This is a service. If they're not providing that service, we go find someone that does. I hope I answered your question, Emily. Please keep asking me questions, okay? Deborah from New York. Hi, Deborah. I've been watching you for years. Well, thank you. I'll remember that wherever I go. You're really helpful. You were really helpful and amazing. Thanks. I went from a narcissistic relationship to another one. This one is worse. I'm so empty now. My health is suffering. This video is exactly what I needed to hear. I'm packing and I'm out. Good luck, Deborah. Get support. Hire people. Get help. Okay? Don't try to do this alone. Jeez. This is, it's like any other addiction and dependency. It really is. And we're going to have a lot of problems raising our happy, feel-good hormones ourselves. You're going to be extremely low in serotonin, oxytocin, dopamine, and other endorphins that we need. And dependency means we can't raise those alone. We need that relationship to do so. So do everything you can. Be extreme. Don't look back. Be committed and invest every day. Good luck, Deborah. Keep us informed, and please keep asking questions. Thank you. And Emily Taylor from Latvia again. Hi, Emily. I'm looking forward to every Monday. Oh, sweet. I'm looking forward to your questions. I like the way you explained about grieving your loss. I can actually feel that I can talk and explain freely without emotions to my daughters about their dad, what happened to him, and why I stayed in toxic relationship with him for 12 years. This knowledge is so vital. I have discovered recently and feel so happy. I cannot believe people can actually access this high and feel this happy on earth. Thank you for everything. You're finally getting what you need. Imagine starving and not having any water, and the atmosphere is thin and we don't have much oxygen. Right? Stressful. Finally getting all those back. You know, I just thought of this. I love survival shows. I'm pretty well trained in survival. Have been since I was a teenager. It started, and you could literally go long enough without food, days. When you finally eat something, you get such a serotonin, endorphin rush. You can puke, you can pass out and fall asleep for hours. Just one bite of food. Finally getting what we need. Emily's finally getting what she needs, and this is what it's all about, folks. Okay? Thanks for sharing again, Emily. And it's just great for other people to see this. Davey. I can't remember where you're from, Davey. I'm sorry. You've told me many times. One escape plan they have is to change persona. I'm not that person, as she claimed. This devoids her of all responsibility. Why should person A be responsible for what person B does? This gets rid of the guilt, shame, etc. One problem, Davey. It doesn't help how you feel. If I hurt you and I say that was just the drunk me, now I'm sober. You all better now? No. So we try to not place importance on what they're doing. It's what they're doing, it's how it's making you feel. This is the problem, not what she's doing. Okay? Because what she's doing hurts you, may not hurt me, may not hurt anybody else. And we're all different. And you are just as important as equal as everybody else. The problem is here and it must be fixed. And when it's fixed, the problem is not here anymore. Make sense? Thanks, Davey. Davey, again. Oh, it's down. Oh, it's the same thread. Well, that's your version, is what she would say, is what was handed to me when I reminded her of how she abandoned me at her brother's house to walk home for 3 hours in the middle of the night. She said she waited 40 minutes. I said, no, you didn't. It was like 4 seconds after you honked. And here again, right? So she waited 4 seconds, that made you feel bad. We know that's not true, but the problem isn't how long it took. The problem is how it makes you feel, Davey, and it's got to be fixed. It's got to stop, or the relationship is over. And that's a measure of our self-worth, okay? That's a measure of codependency, and I need her. Well, she's not giving you what you need. Why do you need her? Addiction, okay? Just like, you know, I love using heroin as a good one. It's a pretty harsh drug. I think methamphetamine would be even worse. Say I have a relationship with methamphetamine, and eventually I lose my job, I lose all my relationships, and now I'm losing my health. Why do I keep doing it? Why do I keep continuing that relationship with methamphetamine? There's nothing, no architecture, no foundation, nothing rewarding. It doesn't even get me high anymore after a while. I'm addicted. I'm dependent on it to help me feel better, okay? Thank you, Davey. Paul, don't know where you're from. She has tried to get a hold of me twice in the last week or so. Once a friend of hers left a voicemail. The other attempt, I could see my phone blocked her. And I asked you down here, hey, Paul, how does it feel to have your boundaries crossed like that? As if you don't have any. It's amazing how people do this stuff and we don't even get angry. As you have boundaries, you start getting angry. As you even get healthier, it doesn't even make you angry anymore again. Okay? Something to be aware of, right? And again, what matters is how you feel, not what they're doing, okay? It's a rule I really live by. It's one of my most important rules. It doesn't matter what I do, only how I feel about it. And it doesn't matter what other people do, only how I feel about it, okay? Thanks, Paul. And God is great. Don't know where you're from. Tell us your locations, people. Thank you. And you said, I wonder those who have allergies, if this product will trigger their allergies, the scents. So, I'm glad I have my little Call Me Go. Call Me Go. I recommended this thing last week. Anybody interested to know more about this product and the link to buy one, go and watch my last week's video. I will actually put the link again to this down below in the description box, right at the top. This is a device I recommended last week that I used. I bought one. It was expensive, but so awesome. No drugs, no supplements, nothing goes in you, okay? It helps you breathe and helps you calm down. It helps with your anxiety big time. You're actually breathing out into it. I'm not going to describe the whole thing yet. Again, maybe I will later, but go watch last week's. We put little scents in here. It has a little scent to help you smell and calms you down. That would be the only thing that would affect any allergies. They only have 2, peppermint and lavender. So I don't know if that's going to be a problem for allergies. If so, take it off. It's not the part that's important. What's important is this thing and helping you breathe calmly. It's meditative. It's wonderful. Thank you. Hey, Dave. And it's David, please. Thank you. My name's David. I have a question. Well, more like an inquiry on what you think it means. She made a few posts on Facebook a while back that said, I'm not antisocial. I just keep my circle small. I like to just observe, I think is what you're trying to say. The quietest one is the most dangerous person in the room. She also made a comment once while watching TV. She said, yeah, I'd F myself over just to prove a point. And you said, okay, but look at the stuff you'd have to deal with afterwards. She said, I don't care. What do you take from this? She agrees with those statements. She posted it. Is this narcissistic or psychopathic? Both? What kind of personality does this strike you as? Well, I want to be very clear. God, I'm not diagnosing anybody, and there's never a single action or what somebody says that makes, oh, they have a personality disorder. It's a collection of things. It's a criteria, okay? These disorders, the narcissistic and antisocial criteria, you have to meet that criteria. The comments alone are antisocial, though. Matter of fact, one of the things she commented on is a diagnostic trait of antisocial personality disorder, which covers sociopath and psychopath. Psychopaths are narcissists. Just want to get that out of the way, too. So the part that interests me is she said, I don't care what happens to myself as long as I hurt somebody else. That is extremely sociopathic and psychopathic. Okay? The sociopath will drive around fast in a car to scare you and not even wear their own seatbelt. They don't care. They'll drive right off the cliff with you. Okay? No self-preservation at all. Just so happens a lot of borderlines are like that. A lot of narcissists are like that. So you see where I'm getting at? I don't know if that helps. That is a kind of psychopathic, sociopathic statement. On its own, it doesn't mean she has antisocial personality disorder. On any of this, doesn't mean she has a personality disorder. Don't know. Who knows? Okay? I don't know if that helps. But please keep asking and maybe be more specific about this. Please. Keep it coming. And very dangerous, by the way. How much more dangerous can someone be if they don't care about themselves? Suicide is a very sad thing. People that feel suicidal is awful. But I can't trust somebody with my safety if they want to kill themselves. Makes sense? It's not a judgment. It's about safety. We have no self-preservation. My gosh. Just like if you don't love yourself, you can't love somebody else. You don't care for yourself. I'm sorry, you can't care for someone else. I'm sorry. You just can't. You can't. It's dependency. It's not care. And Davy here again, the last 30 days with her was just, She switched as if she was a guest in the house, withdrawn, detached, etc. If I asked for the keys, she would just point where they are. One time she wanted the keys, so I handed them to her, and she used her index and thumb finger to pinch so she wouldn't touch you. It's like she'd legit feel bleh if she touched me. But a week prior, fun time, you know? I'm confused, man. Maybe she's not a narcissist, just toxic person, but then again, all that weird alien body snatcher vibe I got from her. Again, I'm not going to classify that as I'm not going to label or diagnose. These kinds of things are just, she obviously can't communicate. All of this and the other things you just said prior are depression, for sure. Depression. Hate, angry, disgust for people. Why is she around you then? Right? Why is she around you? Totally codependent. Totally. I don't know what else to add to this. I really don't. You know, a lot of personality disorder people just hate people. You got to be the bad guy. I've seen, that's just so common. Go look at any YouTube channel where they're talking bad about people. You know, who sits in front of a camera and records himself just talking bad about people and then posting it? You got to be the most miserable, sickest, depressed, lonely, no-life person on the planet. You really do. You really got to be. Treating people like this is awful, nasty, and it's damaging, Davey, and I'm really sorry, okay? Don't let it happen again. Find out how to do that, but don't, okay? Gosh, I couldn't imagine living. I mean, you know, how long did this, you said the last 30 days. God, dude, imagine 10 years of this, and I've heard it. I've heard of people living with people like this for 10 years, and it just creates shame, doubt, things like this. It's awful. Thanks for sharing, Davey, and I'm just glad it's over for you. Learn as much as you can. Oh, here's Davey again. Oh, no, it's not. No, that's the same one. And that's it this week, guys. Thank you. Great questions. Great questions. I hope the answers were good for all you guys. Please let me know. Tell me. If I answer your question, let me know what you think. Really. I love the feedback. It's necessary for me. I want to be better and get better. I want you guys to understand. And any problem anybody has out there, there's somebody else that has the same problem watching. Okay? So I'm not just answering your question. I'm answering other people's questions. And there is no bad question. And I don't care how many times it's repeated. Okay? Just keep asking. I've got, I think I have like 800 videos. And it's just all about this. Okay? So please keep watching those videos. And come back to the most current Q&A and ask me questions. Okay? Thank you guys very much. If you guys could help me so much, subscribe to the channel, vote up or down, tell me why, comment down below, tell us your locations, okay? Share this at places. You guys can share this to yourself. You can text this to your own phone, It works. You hit share, you go to messaging, and put in your own number. You can text it to yourself if you want. Share it with friends and people you think it might help, okay? I really appreciate that kind of support and the time you take and the effort. I really, really do. I do this for free, and I do this to help people and even just steer them in the right direction for help. It's a very lonely world out there if you don't know what's wrong with you, okay? And you can't fix it until you do. Thank you guys very, very much. Love yourself first, and I will see you next week. Bye.